Hi everyone, so nice to connect you and what a week we just had. I want to share with you the results we got in the last relationship webinar, and it went in a direction I didn't expect. It went so deep and so transforming that I had no idea that this topic was in me. So just like the waves, there's a natural flow with the waves, and they breathe in and then the waves flow towards the shore and then they release and they bring back in and then release. So all our senses have this natural flow of rhythm, just like the waves. And what came very, very strong was our different senses. So for example, how our airways take in oxygen, but also we take in pollutants as well. And then our airways releases. So what's really, really important is that we really go into this natural rhythm again and remember this natural flow that's in nature, that's in our system. And that's a natural flow and balanced flow, because sometimes what I realized was there's an imbalance. So for example, our lungs, maybe we're taking in, but we're not releasing the toxins. Our skin, maybe we breathe in, but we're not releasing. Also, we take in toxins, for example, and absorb minerals through the digestion, and then we release digestion. Also, we got the nervous system. The nervous system breathes in and absorbs and releases. Our kidneys breathe in and release. So there's a natural rhythm and flow. And if you don't have this rhythm and flow, for example, in your nervous system, then the nervous system builds up the stress and frozen memory fields, and it gets toxic. So it's like, it's shaking, it's vibrating. And every time you're doing that, it's harder to get into your nervous system. So what I worked with in the last webinar was to bring this natural flow in again. And the flow is really interesting. Also worked with bringing it into the digestion, because I realized as well that it's not fully, this rhythm is not in the digestion fully, so we don't absorb enough of our foods and release the toxins. Total surrender. Our kidneys breathing in and releasing. Our skin breathing in and releasing. So all these senses and this flow is really, really important. So what I did in the last webinar, I worked on what were the topics that was not really surrendering to this flow. And it's interesting, when I really went into it, I noticed it even in myself. It was like, I could feel it's breathing in and releasing, but it was holding something and then bringing it back in. So the surrender part is very interesting. It's like this. Okay. And just on the, it's not a push out of toxins, it's a release. And at the end, it's a two-way field. So it's like the wave, when you see someone surfing on the wave, the top of the wave, and you've got this flow underneath the wave. So it's like, as the last stage is, you also have an energy which flows back. So it's releasing and flowing back. So it's not pushing. And this is very, very, very important. I had no idea how important this was and how this affects us. Because if we don't have this natural, we have a tendency in every area of our lives to hold some toxicity. That could be relationships, toxic people, toxic energies, toxic pollutants in our body, in our liver, our kidneys, our skin, our digestion, in the brain. So it's very, very important to have this in the lungs, the airways, this flow. So I invite you to practice this, that you have this flow in your airway, the rhythm. You have it in your skin. You have it in your kidneys. You have it in your digestion. And it's really important because it allows you to have the sweetness of life. And this goes for everything, nourishment. It goes in for finances, because then you allow your finances to flow and you invest in taking care of yourself, or investing in increasing your products or whatever it may be in your company or your home or your family. And then from that investment, you have an increase. So it works with finances, it works with your health, the food absorption, it works with the nervous system that you can release, just like a child is shaking and releasing. It's the nervous system. It works with the skin, it works with the airways, and it works in your relationship. So I invite you to observe this natural flow and check in your system with your nervous system, how that flow is. Is it in balance? Your digestion, absorption, is it in balance? Your airways, is it in balance? Your kidneys, is it in balance? And if you practice this, you'll find that everything will change in your life. And you'll breathe more healthy, vibrant life force into your system. So in that last webinar was really, really, really crucial, really important. So we worked with this, oxytocin, prolactin, first connection with mom on a soul level, to share the gifts with mom, to share the gifts with dad. You're my mom, I accept all the soul gifts and I share these gifts with you. Dad, I accept you as my dad and I accept all the soul gifts from you. I'm the son. I'm accepting the oxytocin, prolactin, and also at the placenta, the information from our placenta, the stem cells and pluripotent blood, that it flows back into our system. So we're nourished. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm breathing inside. So all the cells are full and nourished. And this rhythm, and this is the rhythm of life which helps us to thrive. And this is how the plants are thriving, the animals thriving. This is the flow of the ocean. And remembering, every time you do an inhale, I see it like when you boil milk, you get a skim on the milk, the surface of the milk, okay? And underneath is bubbly, bubbly, bubbly. So you breathe in. And then all the toxins is the skim, which gently just leaves the system, not pushed from the system, but every breath you take, it brings up a new skin and it's released. And this goes for the airways, it goes for your digestion, it goes for your nervous system, it goes for your skin. So it's very important to have this balance for your body, your spirit, and this works on all your subtle bodies as well, to feel vibrant, healthy, lively, rebirthing, and shedding old skins in life, in every moment. So I invite you to really go inside and feel that. If you want to go deeper with that, it's in the webinar I just did. And tonight's going to be on communication. I have no idea how much shift is going to come in with this webinar tonight, because the last one was incredible, and each one has been incredible, and it's been the strongest work I've ever done. And I'm so grateful to everybody in the group and the sharings in the group that we're having together and the community we're building up together. So I'm so grateful for all the support. And yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight. And it's about clear communication from your being to life, to your partner, to your all your connections. So clear communication with your being. So by working with whatever's in the way with clear communication and the trust of clear communication. Then next week I'm doing, which is very important at the moment, I feel, and that's to really connect with the leader inside you and to be really self-responsible and to find that natural truth inside on a soul level. So I'm doing a webinar on activating the leader inside you. There's an overload of information which is influencing us and activating a lot of topics in us. And it activates a lot of memory fields and illusions. So it's difficult sometimes to find that inner stillness and space and inner truth, inner wisdom, and to see through the illusions and to see through the lies in the system. So I feel it's really important to activate that natural ability of connecting with your own core truth in your way, and to see through the illusions in ourselves and also the illusions in others, and also the illusions of what's happening in this world at the moment. So that'll be next week's webinar. So have a beautiful day. And yeah, maybe I'll see you tonight in the webinar. All the webinars in the relationship, I have to be really clear here. This is really a major shift in my life. And I had no idea what type of results we'd get from it. I knew it was going to be big. I had no idea how big it was going to be. And yes, it feels, if you feel that you want to take a huge, and you're ready to take a huge jump in your relationship with yourself and your entire life, the relationship program, I would really highly recommend. And there's so many gifts. Each webinar was like a 7-day workshop or a few 7-day workshops, and the results are incredible. And yeah, it's fantastic. And I'm so honored to hold that space with you all. And it's the time to really accept who we are as a spirit and accept and reconnect to our core trust, our core truth, our purest essence, and to live it. Have a beautiful day. And yeah, maybe I'll see you at the webinar, or maybe the webinar next week on activating the leader. Thank you, everyone.